Welcome to our daily hovers. I'm Meeka Nomicon, and today we've been playing through the game I Can See You, where we play as a girl who's inherited an ancestral eye that can see spirits. Coisy High School. New year, new school. I can't say I'm excited for this one too. Changing school has become a part of my routine for as long as I can remember. Most people never like me. I never make friends. It's not so weird to think that the problem might be me, after changing school for more than 10 times. If only I could blend in, but that's impossible when you have differently coloured eyes. My eyes, they're my real life curse. Besides standing out from the crowd and attracting the attention of bullies, there's also the supernatural aspect of it. I'm a descendant of the great Yoshida clan, where there are tons of legends surrounding my family history. One of them turns out to be true, unfortunately for me. The Yoshida were a noble warrior clan indeed, but besides slaying humans, they also slayed monsters. Some of these yokai were mostly human spirits that were bound to our domain. The mythological monsters have gone extinct since then, but humans keep dying and some of them still have stubborn deeds to fill in order to leave our universe. Thanks to my heritage, I was born with the yokai sight. This means I have been seeing spirits and scary monsters since I was an infant. The only person that believes me is my dad, as he heard stories from his grandfather that were passed by his grandfather about his bizarre ability. He says that they can't harm me and that I should just ignore them, but nobody talks about the emotional part of this phenomenon. So many regrets, so much revenge, so much sadness. Every now and then, I spot one of them, but they're not easy to tell apart unless their soul is corrupted and their desires have taken a morbid shape. Of course, nobody believes the weird kid who talks about spirits and has an abnormal single blue eye. But I should probably listen to Mum. Things might be different this time. I mean, it's my first time going to a mixed school. Chapter 1. And then it starts. The curious looks from unfamiliar faces as I pass the corridor, looking for my classroom. Some people look at me intrigued, and others fire me with judging looks. Is this normal for transfer students? Because honestly, I never even noticed if someone was a transfer student. There were so many students in the school, I wouldn't be able to tell anyone if they were here last year or not. Have you looked at her eyes? Why is she wearing only one lens? She is very pretty. I feel anxious and nervous. All eyes are on me. I heard she came from abroad. As I navigate through the crowd, I see the bathroom sign and enter it without hesitation. I need to calm down. Let's just wash my face and take a breath. As I submerge my face into the sink, I finally feel at peace. Wait, am I drowning myself? Why is my face still submerged? Silence. If only I could stay in this peaceful mind for a while. All of my worries are put on hold for a second, until it's finally time to re-emerge to life again. I can't move. I can't move. I start panicking as I realize I'm running out of breath. I need air. Suddenly, I gain control back and re-emerge from the water. What was that? I look around, trying to find the culprit, but see no one. Is that what they call the power of the mind? Or maybe the power of a spirit? Dun dun dun. I clean my face and let out a sigh. Calm down, Aya. As I try to slow my heart rate, I hear something. Don't you dare say a word. It's coming from one of the stalls. I didn't even notice there were people here. I get closer and get a view of two girls cornering a girl inside a bathroom stall. Their posture is very tense, while the girl sitting in the toilet is calm. Almost too calm. Pretty much emotionless. There's a girl looking at the window who hasn't said a thing. I can't see her face, but from behind, she looks beautiful. I hide next to a stall to analyze the situation. Are they bullying her? The pretty girl turns and walks toward the girl in the stall. I can't look at your face. It's disgusting how you managed to pull Kai with such a weird face. The black-haired girl stayed quiet, looking at the floor. One of the other girls pokes her violently. Hey, Harukai, Hana-senpai is talking to you. What do you want me to say? That I agree with you? All the girls seem to be surprised. Wait, that's a over-extreme response. Why'd you hit her? Suddenly, one of them slaps the quiet girl, throwing her at the wall behind her. The other two seem to be in shock. Maiko-chan, stop! How dare you use such a tone to talk to Hana? Both girls are late to grab their friend. It looks like she's going to hit her again. I can't stay put. I should do something. Lie and disperse the... You know what? I think if we confront them, that might just make everything worse. So why don't we just lie and disperse? I get closer to the group and pretend to be out of breath. Hana-san! Thank God! I found you! All of them turn to me. The principal is looking for you. One of the girls next to Hana looks skeptically at me. And who are you? Yeah! What's with calling Hana-chan by her first name? She doesn't even know you. Father? Maybe he's finally accepted our request to perform at the school festival. Oh my God, do you think so? That must be it. Let's go. The aggressive girl looks at Harukai before leaving. She then proceeds to go against me while leaving the bathroom. They left. The girl in the stall cleans her face and shyly looks at me. There's a cut on her forehead, probably from being thrown at the wall. Her eyes look wet, but her face does not seem all that sad. Arigato. Thank you. Her features are those from a traditional beauty point. If she didn't look so worn down, she would be a real live Yamato Nachiko. I noticed I was looking at her for too long when she started getting up to get her things that were on the floor. It's nothing. I'm Aya Yoshida. It's a pleasure to meet you. She stops gathering her things and bows to me as well. Mizuno, Harukai Mizuno. Nice to meet you too. She picks up her school bag and turns to me. Look, I don't need you to pity me. I'm aware that... I went through the same... She looks surprised. 6 months ago, before my parents decided to move here. I let out a sigh. I don't pity you, Mizuno-san. I just had enough and can't stand by just watching it happen again. She looks away. You're new here. What's your classroom? I check my notes on my phone. School details. I'm classroom 1-3. According to my notes, is classroom 1-3. Her face brightens suddenly. I'm also in that one. The bell rings, letting us know that class was about to start. Haruki grabs my arm and pulls me for a run. Let's go! As I enter the room, everyone starts looking at us. Never mind, I have currently made a friend. We've had progress. Mizuno-san lets go of my arm and goes to the most distant desk near the window. There's a free desk to the other side in the same row, so I go straight to it. The teacher arrives and introduces herself. After organizing all her stuff, she gets up with a list on her hands. It's time for the morning call. Whenever I call your name, please raise your hand. Yoshida Aya? I raise my hand. After inspecting her list, she inspects me next. Aya-san, my notes tell me that you're new to Koizai. She turns to everyone. It's okay, for the record, all of them are new to me as well. I hope you have a successful path in our school.
Arigato.
Thank you, Sensei. She proceeds to continue the morning call. As I wait for her to finish, I start drawing to stall for time. After it ends, a short girl with tan skin raises her hand, and the teacher gives her permission to address the class.
Konnichiwa.
Hello, everyone. My name is Yuriko Bangang, and I'm your class representative. As you know, part of the school life is integrating communities with the same tastes and talents as you. We have lots of clubs prepared to welcome you all this year. Please join me, as it will allow you to make friends and gather amazing experiences. Thank you, Yuriko-san. Sensei, I haven't finished yet. I was surprised at how spontaneous and confident she was being, like she owned the classroom. She probably did, as she was class rep. I'm also the vice president of the manga club. Does anyone like to draw or just enjoy the art of it? I bet there's some of you who have manga inside your school bags. Eureka-san, the speech was supposed to only be about Sensei. But since I'm here, might as well promote my own club. It's not your club though, it's Sotoken, the president. Well, I'm part of it, dummy, so it is my club. She suddenly turns white as she's reminded that she's still in class. The teacher lets out a sigh. Well, looks like your promotion wasn't successful, Yuriko-san. But there must be someone who can join us. One of the girls gets up and tries to take her back to her place. Thank you, Yuriko-san, for the very long speech. Yuriko sits next to me and looks annoyed. She notices me looking at her and then proceeds to look at my notebook. She looks surprised for a moment, but focuses on class. Let me guess, I'm going to be joining this manga club, yes? After some time, class finally comes to an end. Yuriko comes to my desk right away. The manga club is the right club for you, new girl. Haruki approaches us too.
Konnichiwa.
Oh, hi, Haruki-chan. Haruki smiles and stays quiet. So, my drawings are not that much of a big deal. You have potential! Come on! She looks like a sad puppy. It's hard being the only girl in that stupid club. She looks disgusted for a moment. It's horrible and it smells like men. I need you. Maybe it's not her thing, Yuriko. Drop it. Mangas were the only thing that kept me company while I was alone during school time. Inspired by my favourite mangaka, I too drew me some friends. Eventually, I even got good at it, but I've never thought of it that way.
Kimi.
Actually, it is my thing, Mizuno-san. Both look surprised with my serious response. For change, I might enter your club, Bangang-san. Yuriko gives me the widest smile and grabs me by my hands. Really? You're going to love it! Weren't you saying it was the worst? Yuriko looks sassy for a split second. It's better if she isn't there. The next teacher enters the classroom and we get to our places again. I'm feeling very anxious about this club thing. Why did I say I would join? and math class is finished. As I'm still finishing taking notes about what the teacher had written on the blackboard, Haruki approaches me.
こんにちは。
Hey. Mitsuno-san, I'm still finishing these. No problem. I was going to ask if you want to have lunch on the rooftop. It's the best place in school. Sure, let me just... Great, I'll see you there. Wait, I don't know how to get to the roof. Haruki, why would you leave me like this? Haruki waves and leaves the room with her bento box. She could have waited. I'm almost finishing.
吉田さん。
Yoshida-san, I'm going to have lunch in the manga club. Do you want to come with me? Oh, Haruki already invited me to have lunch on the rooftop.
え、本当？
Really? If that's okay. Well, here is a map I drew just now for you, so you never miss the manga club. If you have free time after lunch, feel free to step by. Thank you a lot, Bangang-san. That won't do. Call me Yuroko-chan.
え
I smile and bow slightly to her. She waves and departs as well. Oh God, why can't I write faster? After sorting all of my stuff, I head to the rooftop as planned. But to my surprise, Haruki was already accompanied by a boy. She had finished her lunch and was scrolling through her phone. He was sitting by her. As they were too far from me, Haruki didn't notice me standing by the door. Suddenly, the boy looks towards me. I became startled. I can't see very clearly, but he seems very beautiful from the distance. I started to blush immediately and decided to leave. They're probably dating and I don't want to interrupt anything. I should leave her alone for now. Let me guess, was that a spirit? I think this is the place? The manga club? Or am I reading this map upside down? Suddenly the door in front of me opens. Leaving the room, a very clumsy boy panics as he encounters me. Ah, you scared me! Who is it, Kenji-kun? A girl! He turns to me, and as our eyes meet, he turns even more red. He looks at the floor and covers his face with the door.
ごめんね。
Sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. Is this the manga club? He starts mumbling something I don't quite understand. Another boy with glasses appears at the open door.
こんにちは。
Hello, sorry for that. He slaps his friend's head. How may we help, miss? Sorry for the inconvenience. Is this the manga club? He doesn't answer. He just hums at me. He then started to make sense of the situation.
ありえない。
Wait, you're the new member that Eureka recruited in her class, aren't you? The boy, who was very serious, became much warmer after providing me with a big smile. Please, come in. I think this one might need the doctor. I don't think it's healthy to be this red for this long. The boy with glasses sat next to a laptop, and the red boy sat and held a waifu pillow, trying to avoid looking at me. The room was a medium size. It had bookcases filled with various manga and statuettes. There was some anime merchandising decorating the walls. Some art supplies were on the main table, and some plushies were on the small couch where another boy was sitting. Interesting manga you've got there. I was drawn to him as he had such beautiful dark features. He had the most perfect curls I've ever seen. Unfortunately, he was very focused on reading a manga and didn't even bother to look back at me. I suppose you came to meet Yuriko? Yeah, she told me to come by. Unfortunately, she left to return some books to the library, but she'll be back in a minute. He pulls a chair for me to sit. A quiet silence sets in. The red boy keeps staring at me without blinking, while the boy with glasses shifts his attention to his laptop. Jeez, this feels uncomfortable. Are we going to wait in silence? Maybe I should do some small talk with Yuriko comes back. Oh, I forgot to introduce myself.
私は
I'm Aya Yoshida. What are your names? Both boys look at each other with a surprised face. Maida Sota. He stands up to give me an elegant bow. I'm the current president of the manga club.
はじめまして。
Nice to meet you, Yoshida-san. As he finishes, he returns his attention to his laptop. I smile and look to the red boy, who is still staring at me, creating some uneasiness in me. Do I have zinc on my face? Why does he look so scared? That's Baka-kun. His surname is also Baka. Ah, dearest secretary, Baka-san. The red boy throws the waifu pillow to the other boy, who starts laughing and loses his stiff posture for some seconds. He's joking. That's not my name. He lets out a sigh and avoids eye contact with me. It's Kenji. Honda Kenji. I give him a reassuring smile. That's what Haru-kun over there. He points to where the other dark-skinned boy was sitting. He doesn't like being bothered when he's reading, so if you need anything, talk to me or Kenji. Kenji looks away with a concerned face. I bow to all of them, and the boy sitting on the sofa looks surprised when I bow to him as well. Still surprised, he proceeds to ignore me by stuffing his face in the manga.
よろしく
Nice meeting you all! Suddenly, Sota closes his laptop in a second and inspects me. This startles me. Yoshida-san, may I ask why you decided to join our club? Not even I knew the exact answer, but eventually I decided to give it a try and put it into words. My favourite manga is Cadetson. There were tough times in my life, and it was the only thing that kept me sane. I felt inspired by the mangaka and started drawing how my perfect life would be. When Bangan-san saw my drawing during class and approached me, she can be very persuasive, so here I am. She can be. But Yuriko-chan also sniffs good talent. Hence why we're all standing here. Suddenly he sounds a lot more confident than before.
吉田さん
Yoshida-san, do you have drafts of your stories? I would love to read them. Sota lets out a little laugh. Yoshida-san, don't trust Kenji to give you valuable feedback regarding stories. The only type of manga he reads are ikais, and that's very telling. Why did you need to say it like that? And there are good stories in ikais too. I read ikais for the story. I blush a little, as I never pictured me drawing that type of genre. All of a sudden, the door was stomped open. Yuriko entered the club with an angry face. As soon as she sees me, her face lightens up. Yoshida-san! She drops her heavy school bag on Suta's lap and hugs me tight. Are you okay? She starts checking me and removing any dust laying on my uniform. She then puts out a sad face while holding my hands. Please don't give up on our club. I know they can be a pain in the ass, but bear with me, please. Yuriko, it's alright. I'm not going to quit. Kenji looks hurt. Why can't you ever trust us, Vice President? Because you smell like feet! Suta-kun returns the bag to Yuriko and looks offended. Feet? I'm wearing a very expensive manly cologne. My father brought it from France during one of his business trips. Suta-kun. Who knows? Just maybe your father brought the cologne along with some French cheese in his luggage. Sota spaces out for a second. Now that you mention it, he did. I brought that fancy cheese platter to the club weeks ago, remember? The cheese platter? That must be it. It must be somewhere around here. Kenji-kun, what did you say? You didn't throw that away. Where did you put it? Yuriko proceeds to help Kenji look for the source of the cheesy smell. They eventually find it, laying behind one of the bookcases. Who put it there? Everyone pretends not to hear Yuriko. Maybe it was Haru. Yuriko seems to be slightly surprised by his mention. Haru pays attention to the situation, but chooses to refocus on his manga, ignoring everything as usual. She lets out a sigh and massages her face. She then turns to Kenji and places a stinky platter on his hands. Get rid of it! Kenji bows and proceeds to leave. On his way, he slips on one of the mangas that were on the floor, and the cheese platter comes in his direction. He lets out a scream as he guesses what is going to happen next. I close my eyes and prepare for impact, but suddenly, a plushie comes floating from across the room and hits the platter, shifting its direction. It falls on the wall instead, and some tiny pieces of cheese fly directly onto my clothes. All of them are in shock. Yuriko comes to help me and tries to examine my uniform. Yeah, that cheese is definitely where the feet smell comes from. Yoshida-san, I'm so sorry. Now you're definitely going to leave us. She looks like she's about to cry. She proceeds to throw a tantrum like a little kid and gives a deadly look to the boys. All of this is because of you! Leave me out of this! You're the one that told me to get rid of it! And did you? Sota lets out a sigh. At least she's not hurt. You're alright, right? Yoshida-san? I nod affirmatively. I didn't get hurt, but I feel disgusted to say the least. But things could be worse. About that, how did you get hurt? I saw it flying in your direction as I was falling as well. Haru, the mysterious boy sitting on the sofa, was standing with a worried look. I noticed that the plushie on the floor was the one that was previously standing by him. Did he save me? It was Haru. The plushie was on the sofa. He was there and threw it to protect her. That's Haru-kun for you, everyone. Both Yuriko and Kenji become quiet. Sota approaches me with an elegant stance. He shows me his hand and reveals a handkerchief. Please use this to clean yourself up in the bathroom. The handkerchief looks very expensive and high quality. But I don't want to stain it. It looks special. He lets out a laugh. Oh please, I have like 50 handkerchiefs back home. Who do you think I am? He must come from a very wealthy family. Thank you, Maida-san. Want me to come with you? There's no need. I'll be quick. I leave the manga club and go straight to the bathroom. I use Sota's handkerchief to rub the dirty parts of my uniform. The pieces of cheese eventually come off. It's done. Huh? I try opening the door, but it won't budge. Behind the door, I can hear some laughter. Did someone lock me inside? The lights start flickering, which gives me the chills. This is not funny. Could this be a prank from the manga club? Suddenly, I hear a familiar voice behind the door. This is for meddling with other people's business. Oh my god, Hannah. Where did you get the key? Daddy's office. I hear their laughter getting farther and farther from the door. They blocked me on purpose? Is this revenge for helping Harukai? I back away from the door and fall to the floor. I thought things were starting off fine. But we're back to the same as before. They'll target me from now on, just like the other girls. They'll make sure my life becomes hell. until I move out again. I start crying. I rub my eyes and get up to wash my face in the sink. Wait, how is it even darker now? I thought the lights were already out. Oh, there we go. That's when I feel someone behind me, even though there's nothing in the reflection of the mirror. I need to be sure. I don't want to do it, but there's no helping it. I turn to face the store behind me, and that's when I see it. Shadowy boy! A shadowy figure was indeed behind me, observing me from one of the stalls. I move away from it until I bump into the sink. I fall back to the floor and embrace myself. No! Stay away! Wait, I thought they couldn't actually touch me in this form. I close my eyes. But nothing happens. I hear a windy sound and suddenly I can't feel its presence anymore. I decide to open my eyes. It's not here anymore. I can hear the door unlocking itself. I get closer to the door and try to open it. Just as I suspected, the door is no longer locked. See, it was a friendly ghost. I don't get it. It was coming for me. Did it set me free? A couple of girls stared at me while entering the bathroom. You all right, miss? I nodded affirmatively and ran away from the bathroom. As I pass through the hall, I look for the spirit, but there's nothing but ordinary people around me. Of course, I would assume it wanted to hurt me. That's what I'm most familiar with. But my judgment was probably wrong. It probably won't hear me, but I need to be said.
ありがとう。
Thank you, Shadow-san. My first school day is over. At last, it's time to go home. I see some familiar faces gathered by the school exit. Haruki seems to be waiting for someone with the boy from before by her side. On the opposite side, some of the manga club members are waving at me. Who should I go to? I want to go see what Haruki's doing. I decide to go with Haruki. I hope you don't mind having a third wheel. Suddenly, as I'm walking towards Haruki, the boy gives me an annoyed look and goes away without warning her. Oh no, now I feel terrible. What's wrong? With me? Nothing. But he seemed mad. Is it because of me? Who? That boy that was standing by you. She looks around, is unable to recognize who I'm talking about. Maybe she doesn't want to talk about him yet? I guess it's too soon, since we met today. He's a spirit, I tell you! I knew it from the start. Anyways, this is pointless, as he is nowhere to be seen. Never mind, let's go! She waves positively, and we begin our walk home. Haruki had previously told me that she lived a couple of blocks away from mine, which was great as I could enjoy some company on my way home. But I did feel bad for messing that boy's game. They seemed close.
ごめんね。
I'm sorry. She stops walking. Why are you apologizing? Are you guys dating? Haruki lets out a sigh. Yoshida-san, I really have no idea what you're talking about. I don't want to force it, but here it goes. That boy whom you had lunch with on the roof. I didn't want to interrupt you, so I skipped our lunch together. You guys seemed close by the way he was standing by you. Haruki begins to look uncomfortable. You don't need to talk about it. But in the near future, I really hope we can get closer enough to discuss boys. Haruki looks away. She then begins walking again, without waiting for me. Suddenly, she stops, without ever turning to look me in the face. Yoshida-san, I'm sorry, but I don't think I'll be able to talk about boys with you, or anyone. Eh? I blush a little by my late realization. But we can talk about girls too. Harukai becomes visibly angry. That's not what I mean. She grabs me by my shoulders. I've been hurt in the past, and I'm still healing. She lets out a tired sigh, and she turns serious and shakes my shoulders. Aya-san, we can talk about everything except romance. She looks scared somehow. I wonder why this type of reaction when I brought the boy subject. Of course!
ごめんね。
I'm sorry, Mizuno-san. She hugs me, which surprises me a lot. It doesn't feel like a demonstration of affection, but a way of avoiding me to see her face. Harukai lets go of me. She proceeds to depart ways before I can get a glimpse of the tears that were rolling down her cheeks. I'm left standing there, feeling completely confused. Later that night, after taking a bath, I returned to my room to put on my pajamas. What a crazy day! I had fun, despite some weird things happening. I was almost convinced that things would turn out just as they always do in other schools. But that spirit! This might mean a new beginning for me. The cycle has been broken. Maybe this time I'll be able to live my school life to its full potential. I turn off the light and go straight to bed. Finally, I close my eyes, waiting for a wake-up kiss from tomorrow morning. I grab my bento box and throw it inside my school bag in a rush. I kneel and put on my shoes and my unmatched colour feet. I didn't have time to search for the right pair of matching socks. I'm not late, but I'm not on schedule as well, as my alarm didn't ring today. I was so tired from yesterday that I forgot to set it up. If I weren't for Mum's yelling, I would be so late. I'm off, Mum. I swear, you're such an airhead. Just like your father. She sighs. Please be careful, Aya. I run to catch up the time I wasted on extra sleeping. I'm on time. Thank God. On my way, a couple of meters in front of me, I spot a familiar figure. Sotokun! Oh my! We're not even that close. He gives me a smile and waits for me to catch up to him. Yoshida-san, that's an interesting way to address me. I didn't know we were friends yet. I blush a lot. That was an embarrassing slip from me. I won't tell anyone if you don't. We continue to walk in silence.
ごめんね。
I'm sorry I didn't join you yesterday. I had some things to start with Harukai. You didn't like the club.
心配するもないです
That's
よ
alright. I can respect that. Yeah, that's right. Before that, I disappeared for a whole afternoon while I was looking for that ghost. No. I would still like to be part of the club. It's just that some things came up. He looks at me skeptically. I know it sounds like excuses, but I promise it's not. So you are fine dealing with us? Honestly, the manga club was the only normal thing from yesterday's school day. Don't sell your club short, Sotokun. I really like the manga club. I enjoyed my time with you all.
吉田さん
Yoshida-san. He sighs. About Haru. I think I should... Oh! I suspect you're right about him. The plushie that saved my face from being squashed was indeed the one by his side on the couch. Although very quiet, he seems to be a good guy. His face opens up to a shocked expression.
本当か
You saw him do it? No, but he was standing and the plushie... Sotokun, are you alright? His face becomes strange with a weird expression. Yoshida-san, excuse me. That was weird. He begins to walk away from me. What? What did I say? The school bell rings just as I'm arriving at the school gates. That was another weird reaction from my collection. If only Harukai's wasn't enough. I better hurry up. I arrived in the classroom and noticed that Harukai was absent from her seat. It has something to do with that guy, I bet. Yuriko arrives and waves at me. I point to Harukai's seat and she gestures to me that she knows nothing of her. As the teacher enters the classroom, we turn to our books and get quiet. We pay attention to the class and time flies. Most of our classes are done for the morning. As soon as the teacher tells us to go have lunch, Yuriko approaches me. I haven't seen her all day. But that's Haruki-chan for you. Sometimes she skips. I think it's related to that guy. Yuriko looks curiously and surprised at the same time. Huh? What guy? I saw her with a mysterious boy at the rooftop yesterday. And he was standing by her at the school gates when we were leaving school. I think he... well, do we want to say boyfriend because we know that she's not into romance? But then again, clearly he was not harassing her. Oh, we'll just get boyfriend. I suspect he is her boyfriend. Yuriko becomes visibly uncomfortable. Yoshiri-san, it's not our place to pry on her business. But I can assure you, she doesn't have a boyfriend. She sighs. She used to date this one guy from the music club, but... Yuriko takes a very firm stance. Like I said, I shouldn't comment on her matters. I think it's best if she tells you. Yeah, you're right. But I still think he is the reason why she seems so sad. Yuriko gives me a sad smile, as she doesn't know what more to add. Well, changing subjects, I heard you on cleaning duty today. I'm as surprised as she is. Am I? Yeah, as this class representative, I keep track of the cleaning duties for this class. Everyone usually signs their name on that paper near the door. I checked it just now and it turns out today is your day. Apparently someone wrote your name. She lets out a laugh. I guess your new student privilege has worn off. I was expecting to do cleaning duty eventually, but I hoped it wouldn't be this soon. I guess my first impression wasn't that great. Don't worry, there'll be more people. I think Kenji is going to do it today too. I feel relieved to know that there'll be familiar faces. I hope it's not going to meddle with your after-school plans. It's alright, I got it. Great, thank you. She opens the report by her hand and writes something. As she writes, she checks her clock on her wrist and almost lets out a scream. 12:53? Oh no! I must get these books to the library before 1 p.m. Could you please do me a favor, Yoshida-san? Of course! Since I'm going to be carrying all of this. She takes off 4 heavy books from her school bag. Can you please take my school bag to the club? I'm sorry to ask you this. Today we're going to have a meeting at 3 p.m. and I need my stuff there. That way I don't need to take them turn and return to the classroom. No problem. Thank you so much, Yoshida-san. You're an angel. She bows and storms out of the room, struggling to carry the books. She could have asked me to help her carry them, instead of... I let out a giggle. That's Yuriko-san for you. I finish putting away my notebook on my school bag and prepare to take Yuriko's to the manga club. I enter the manga club. The door was unlocked, but strangely, there's no one but Haru chilling inside. He seems to be very focused on his reading, never noticing my presence, or at least I thought. I shouldn't bother him. He seems to be in an angelic state of mind. I put Eureka's bag on top of one of the tables and proceed to leave. Suddenly, I feel something behind me. Or someone. I turn, and as I met with Haru from a very close proximity, I let out a scream. He backs away with a suspicious look.
君
You?
嘘
No way! It really wasn't a coincidence. You can see me. I calm myself from the previous scare and become quite angry with this statement. Of course I can see you. Why creep me out like that?
何
What? I was just going to say. Good morning, you know? It's quite rude to enter a space and not greet people inside. He crossed his arms in an annoyed posture. Suddenly, his face brightens up and he pulls the happiest smile. But I'll excuse that as you gave me the proof I needed. I look at my surroundings, not quite knowing what to look for. Proof of what? He's pointing to himself as a way of saying the obvious, even though I can't tell. I'm not dead. I never was. Dead? Is he a spirit? You're dead? Nope, not anymore. I mean, I never was. He walked around me and I follow his moves.
もういい
You can see me. You're talking to me. That's enough proof I'm real. Maybe Sota is right. It's not his conscience talking. What? I need some time to absorb this. So, you're dead. He becomes annoyed and goes to sit on the sofa again. No, you can see me, damn it. How many times should I waste my time repeating it? Then everyone besides me can see you? He looks away in a second. No, but I'm working on a logical explanation for that one. I have one.
え
Really? Yeah. You are dead. It can't be helped. That's just it. I can see you because, well, I have never told a spirit about my special ability. Was it worth spilling it?
もういい
Exactly. You can't prove it. Therefore, it's not impossible. I mean, he is right, but nobody else can see him. Except Sota and me. Both you and Sota can see me. Doesn't this prove that I'm alive and quite real? This really made me wonder, can Sota see spirits as well? I was so lost in my thoughts that I didn't realize Haru was talking to himself now. But this is great! I have been studying hard, so I don't think I'll lose any more school years. I just need to test all of my knowledge and I... Suddenly the door opens and Kenji comes in. He stops and tries to make sense of the situation.
吉田さん
Yoshida-san! Who are you talking to? Right. How should I answer this? Wait, one of my answers is quite literally to gaslight him. You know, no, let's go. Honesty is the best policy. Well, Haru, who else? Haru looks surprised that I actually told him. If he's as real as he says he is, then Kenji will confirm it. Kenji's face reveals a very terrified expression. Yeah, that tells me everything I need to know. I'm joking, Kenji.
もういい
This is no joking matter. At least to Soto-kun. Then is Haru-kun. I gave Haru the stinky eye for some seconds. He rolls his eyes and looks away, visibly annoyed. Real? This will settle it. That stubborn boy. Kenji lets out a sigh. He used to be. I look at Haru, but he refuses to look back. He seems sad. Look, I don't think it's appropriate to talk about that. At least not yet. Just bear Sota's delusions for a while, okay? I went too far.
ごめんね
I'm sorry, that's not what I... It's okay. But can we please drop the subject? And pretend nothing happened? I feel terrible. By the look of it, Haru means a lot to Kenji. As a way of getting back at him, I ended up bringing some hurtful memories to Kenji. Because it was at hand. I'm the worst.
吉田さん、
Yoshida-san. He gives me a sweet smile. It's okay, you didn't know. That's why I'm telling you. But it's fine, really.
ごめんね。
I'm sorry. He proceeds to go to the bookcase and pulls out a box. There are some manga and some papers inside. Probably preparations for today's meeting. Well, I'm going to take a walk. Huh? Already leaving? I give him a simple smile. The meeting starts at 3 p.m. Try not to be late. See you. I close the door and leave the manga club. What was I doing before Yuriko asked me this favor? Oh, right! Yuriko did say that Harukai was dating this guy from the music club. Maybe that's the guy from yesterday. If he has done something wrong, he will apologize. According to the improvised map that Yuriko provided me yesterday, this is a music club. Huh? I hear something coming from inside. Someone is playing. Even though there's a lot of noise in the corridor, it amazes me how the beautiful melodies of the piano can make me forget about the world. I clap my hands onto my face. Focus! I'm going in. It's him. The boy from yesterday. This tune, it's so sad. His expression is not one from someone who could hurt, but one from someone who has been hurt. Suddenly, I don't feel comfortable interrupting. Maybe I should come back later. Eek! What the? Did he hear me as I was preparing to leave? I turned around, confirming my suspicions.
君、
You. He inspected me briefly and crossed his arms. What are you doing here? What should I say? Kick him and run. Well, that would entertain me. I don't think that's really necessary right now. Why'd you make Harukai sad? I want to know what you did to Harukai. She's depressed for some reason, and I have a feeling you're the reason why. He sighs. You're right. I'm the reason she's upset. I did not see that coming. He straight up told me. Then apologize. He let out a sarcastic laugh. It's not as simple. I would if she could hear me. What does that mean? You see, I'm dead. And very few people can interact with me. God knows why. I have tried to reach her, but to no avail. Is that why you're glued to her every time? I get it now.
君、
You haven't given up. Even though she can't see me, I don't want her to be alone. Whenever she's alone, I'll be there. He avoids my eye contact and turns to face the open window. Is your death the reason? Well, that's a neat trick. You can just disappear away from questions you don't want to answer. Suddenly, he disappears. He's gone. Maybe I stepped out of line by asking that? I hear the door opening and turn back to face whoever was entering.
へえ。
Eh? What are you doing here? You. Why did you lock me in the bathroom yesterday? Oh, that. Just a little payback for meddling with our business with Harukai. Were you here to get revenge? Oh, don't tell me you wanted to pull up some stupid prank. You owe Harukai and me an apology. They look to each other and start laughing. We didn't even hurt you. It was just a prank. I felt pretty real to Harukai. But you hurt Harukai. About that. I admit that went too far. But Miko-chan has already apologized. What?
え
Really? Yes. And I accepted it right away.
ブスだ
It
な。
really was a nasty behavior. Imagine the damage to our reputation if more people witnessed it. I feel my blood boiling hot. The victim was Harukai. She was the one meant to accept or refuse the apologies. You can't accept apologies that aren't meant for you. If you don't apologize to Harukai, I'll report you to the principal. We already know the principal's her father, though. What is that going to achieve? They start laughing again. Do you seriously think that the principal, Hannah's father, for the record, will do anything about it? They think they can get away with it, but they won't. I have a record regarding these types of situations. My uncle is a person of interest and pressed serious charges on my previous school. Maybe the principal will think twice before turning my report down. All of them seem to be shocked. It's true. After I almost threw myself out of the school building, my parents got scared to death and reached my uncle. He is a director on a big corporation in Tokyo. With his help, my family sued my school. After all, everyone witnessed how much bullied I was, even the teachers. But no one did nothing. They just brushed it off. I was always met with gaslighting, neglect, everything but help, until it was almost too late. These bullies have no idea who you're messing with. Fine, they'll apologize. Her friends seemed to be surprised by her statement. But that isn't enough for me. You too, Hannah-san. She becomes shocked and crosses her arms. Fine, but in private. All of them looked very annoyed. Justice. Now leave our club out of this and get lost. As I'm passing them to leave the music club, the aggressive girl goes against me once again. On that moment, a fire I have never felt before grew inside me. I forgot how much I hated being treated like this. No more. No more, no more, no more, no more, no more. No more. Unknowingly, my hand landed on her face, throwing her to the ground. The other girls are looking at me, petrified. I flex my palm. It was burning hot. This is for Harukai. I shake my warm hand and clean the foundation off my skin with the other sleeve. Well, that's evidence. That wasn't the smartest thing for us to do. That wasn't on my plans. But if it keeps them from bullying anyone else, I suppose it was the best thing to do. Yoshida-san! Eureka appears running at the end of the hall. What are you doing here? I came looking for Harukai's ex-boyfriend. You told me he goes to this club, so I figured that maybe he could know where she is. Believe me, you won't find him there. I see why she thinks that. Yeah, too bad I didn't find him. But don't worry, I figured out why Harukai is absent. The nurse told me that she was looking really sick, so she told her to go home just for the class. That's why she was absent. I'm going to stop by her house on my way home. Too bad I have cleaning duty today and can't join them. Don't worry, I'll tell her what you did for her today. I grabbed her before she could slip away. No need to, really. As we were chatting, I noticed Kenji coming towards us at the end of the hall.
Yoshida-san?
Yoshida-san? Are my eyes fooling me? Is that Kenji? Why is he coming this way? She checks her phone. He's supposed to get things ready for the meeting. I mean, there's 15 minutes left. He probably has already set up everything. Kenji stops walking and freezes in the middle of the way. He has seen us. Suddenly, Eureka breaks into laughter. As the crowd moves out of our vision, I notice he was bringing a small flower. He hides it immediately when he catches me staring at it. Why is his hair like that? I never knew he had that much forehead. As the crowd moves out of the way, I see a very dark, familiar figure next to him. That's the shadow from yesterday. When he sees me, he becomes petrified as well. Then, out of the blue, the shadow starts running away. This time, you won't get away. Yoshida-san, wait! I started chasing it. Yoshida-san! I give him a little wink while I pass him by. I take the right turn and continue to pursue Shadowcun. Huh? Master! Where are you? Come back! I don't know what to do without your guidance. Wait, can he see Shadowcun then? The ghost enters the bathroom and I follow him there. I arrive at the bathroom, but he has entered a closed stall. It won't budge. Well, what matters is that he'll hear me now.
君
Fine, I don't need to look at you to tell you what I meant to say. Silence. Thank you for helping me that day. I let out a sigh. I was in a dark place that day. Literally. It's as if I'm talking to myself. If it wasn't for you, who knows how long I would be locked inside that bathroom. He says nothing. I just thought that you should know. Why do I get a feeling someone's actually going to be in the store, right? That I'm grateful. Well, there's nothing left to be said. As I turn to leave, I hear one of the stores unlocking. Hey, how was Shadowcun? The shadow figure leaves timidly, avoiding eye contact. You're not scared of me? His ghost form was kind of terrifying at first sight, but after what he did yesterday, I didn't feel scared anymore. I gave one step towards him, which was enough to make him lose his grip. Stay away! Why did you help me? He avoids me and turns his back to me, sending me a rush of wind that made me shiver. He sighs. Your story? Seems like you went through a lot. I didn't want you to lose hope so easily because of those girls. He turns to face me in 1 second. Girls who do that are the ugliest, no matter how pretty they are. He sounds angry. Evil taints one's soul and beauty. I smile. How could a kind spirit such as him end up in limbo? But then again, kind hearts aren't always tied to pretty faces. Genji, for example, has a heart of gold. He stops laughing. The spirit sighs. What do you mean, Kenji is? I pause a little. Well, he wasn't the prettiest guy, but by today's standard. But he wasn't ugly either. He's not ugly. I guess he's just average looking. That's the word. Well, I'm glad he put into words himself. Kenji really did look like your casual next door guy. But somehow, I found that comforting. The spirits start looking at me suspiciously. Miss?
私は
あや。
あややしだ
Yoshida Aya. Oh, right. Aya-chan. He's already addressing me as if we're friends, with a certain proximity. You seem to be lost in your thoughts. Well, we're talking about Kenji. Do you perhaps find him... Am I being match made by a shadowy figure? Shadowy boy! I am unamused by you. I'm caught by surprise, by his misguided boldness.
え
Could it be that you like him? I do like him, but as a friend, we've known each other since yesterday. His white eyes lose a little spark. I sigh. Besides, I don't think I'm made for love. He shrinks his shoulders. What are
何やってる
you
の
doing by his side anyways? He shouldn't be able to see you. Unless... Father told me once that certain spirits can interact in other ways with some humans, but that is only possible if they share a bond. A blood bond. Some spirits haunt their family until it's taken it into their business to help them transition to the afterlife. Approaches may vary, but usually it's not a very good experience for the living.
君
Shadow-san. Yoichi. That used to be my name. Shadow-san lacks style. I laugh, caught again by surprise by his flashy personality. Yoichi-kun, are you somehow related to Kenji-kun? The spirit steps back, surprised by my question.
なんだと
There's no way you could have known that. He gets closer. After all, you can't see my features. I was starting to wonder why he presented himself in such a shadowy dark form. There's no way you could tell we're family. We look nothing alike. I used to be hot and Yoichi. Well, he's not. Then why don't you prove it? I cross my arms around my body while getting closer to him. Why would you let me be the judge of that? As I get closer to him, he begins to step away. He's about to bump into one of the stores behind, but to my surprise, he stops. I can't. His tone is serious. I think I upset the ghost boy. My phone starts ringing out of the blue. When I turn to face him again, the remaining of his dark mist fades. He has escaped once more. Without much to do, I decide to take the call. Hello?
吉田さん
Yoshida-san. Where are you? The meeting is about to begin.
え
Yuriko-san, how did you get my number? Oh, Sota gave it to me. I can hear his voice mumbling something.
ほうほう
Uh-huh.
僕を何だと
Who
思
do you
ってるん
take
で
me
すか
for? Did you think I wouldn't investigate a new club member? I apologize for the privacy breach, Yoshida-san, but I had to do a background check. Mother always says it's nice to store personal information of your personnel.
何を言ったの
You mean to tell me that she didn't give it to you? You just stole it! That you gave me her stolen number. Kenji,
お前
you're the one who caused Sota out for these creepy things. Why aren't you saying anything?
もういい
Enough. I can't afford to shame him when he's looking like this.
ごめんね
I'm so sorry, Yoshida-san. Meet us in 5 minutes, okay? She drops off. How did he get my number? I sigh. Well, I should hurry. The meeting is about to start. All the members of the manga club were sitting when I got in.
吉田さん
Yoshida-san!
ごめんね
I'm sorry for running off Yuriko. It's okay. But I'm also sorry. On behalf of our dear president. Sota grins and shrinks his shoulders. I sit between Haru and Kenji. As we're all seated, Sota gets up and starts the meeting.
よかったですね
Well, first, I'm very happy we have Yoshida-san with us for her first meeting of the manga club. Yuriko-san, will you do me the honors? Yuriko gets up and stamps a flyer into the center of the table. School festival. She smiles and puts her hands on her hips. Well, apparently the school council is organising a school festival sooner this year. Next week, to be exact. She sounds so excited. School festival. I don't think I've ever been to one. I'd skip and rather go to the library on other schools. Next week! Where did you get this? I haven't heard anything about it. Yuriko gets cocky. Well, besides being the vice president of the manga club, Secretary Kenji, I must remind you that I still have certain privileges since I'm also a class representative. He looks at Sota, who confirms this information with a head bow. Sota gets up and grabs the flyer. This means that we have an actual advance in comparison with other clubs. I don't quite get what they mean.
ごめんね
I'm sorry, I'm missing the point here. What does this mean for us? They all look at me as if I'm an alien.
女子ださ
Yoshida-san, have you never been to a school festival? I become flustered. Well, I've heard about them, but I've never partaken in one. Even Haru looks surprised. What? Even I, the most introverted person I know, have attended one. I roll my eyes and look away. Kenji suddenly gets up. Well, allow me to shed some light on you, Yoshida-san. He seems to be choosing his words for starting his explanation. How to put it? Maid cafes! Haru bumps his head in the table and stays like that for a long time. Yuriko sighs and starts massaging her face. That's an excellent idea. Is it? She sighs. She turns to me. Anyways, Yoshida-san, it's our responsibility as club members to prepare an activity that will showcase our club during the school festival. The main point is to recruit new members, or at least advertise. Oh, I see. I never knew it was up to the clubs to prepare the attractions of the day. Back in my previous school, it was a task for each class. I guess they do things differently here. Sounds like there will be some heavy work ahead. Kenji looks upset. Vice President, why can't we do a maid cafe? Because we did it years ago and it was a total failure. Sota fixes his glasses and coughs. Only because we weren't serving as a maid, Vice President. I almost choke while drinking my water bottle. Kenji sighs and pats my back, and I'm finally able to breathe again. Eureka was still frozen in place. Returning to life soon after, she refuses to look Sota in the eyes. There wasn't any need for that. I mean, you guys look fine as maids. Kenji seemed to be at the edge of crying from those painful memories. Fine? We barely had 2 customers. Well, I wouldn't turn up also if the maids were serving were Sota and Kenji. I can't picture them being cutesy at all. If only Haru wasn't sick that day. With his looks, we could have tricked someone way better into thinking one of us was a girl. Eureka and Kenji start laughing. Haru drops the manga and looks annoyed, looking at both Eureka and Suta. I was indeed sick. Fine, I wasn't. All of you, stop saying I look like a girl. I look like myself. Their laugh eventually comes to an end, but they're still smiling silly. You're right. The cafe would probably flirt if he was one of the maids. I bet he knew you both were relying on him for it, so he skipped that day because... That's Haru-kun. For you. I look at Haru and his face is softened. He seems to be avoiding my eyes. They suddenly stop laughing, and the manga club goes silent. Knowing that he's here listening to that, it breaks my heart. Yuriko shoves her sad face in a second and brings back her sassiness. Well, there's no way you'll catch me wearing bows and ruffles. Us both. I don't mind doing it again. They all look at me expecting something. Would I mind being a maid for school festival? Do we want to do it? Do we want to be a maid? Do you know what? I will do it on the principle that I get free coffee. Well, I've always wanted to try on a maid uniform. The clothes could be very cute indeed. Excellent. Although I'll doubt that you'll look better than me. I guess we'll have to see. Yuriko seems to be unsure. What is it, Yuriko-san? She sighs. I guess I'll be a maid too. All of the boys become surprised. She struggles to look them in the eyes. There's no way I'm letting you be a sacrifice by yourself. Kenji gets up instantly. He looks angry. But you made us wait too late. by ourselves. He burst into tears. Why do you hate us so much, Vice President? Well, if you don't want to do it back then, Kenji, you could have just said so. Also, there was always the possibility of having butlers. Or trying other ideas. Kenji stops crying. What? Since when did we have the choice, Soto-kan? It's President. We're in a meeting. But yes, we did have a choice. I just chose to omit it for a while. Yes, I acted solely on my interest. Sota lets out a relaxed sigh. But can you blame me? The experience of relating to the low class for a day. He fixes his glasses. Quite amusing. I move my attention to Meeka, who seems to be holding off on something for a while. Is she about to laugh? As soon as that thought crosses my mind, she bursts into laughter. Yuriko-san! I'm sorry, but the image of a slick-haired butler Genji just crossed my mind and I couldn't hold it anymore. Kenji sits down, looking very red. Stop, forget about it! Sota seems to be clueless regarding what is happening. What was that situation in the corridor anyway? He starts panicking, trying new looks. Kenji sighs and crosses his arms, a little annoyed. Well, at least now I know it's not flattering. He starts mumbling in a low tone. Why did I listen to that person's stupid advice? Well, I think you look just fine, Kenji-kun. I mean, secretary. He blushes a little and smiles back. I agree. There's nothing wrong with your current style, secretary. No need to change what already works. Kenji blushes harder. Well, it is settled. 3 maids and 1 butler. All of us shake our heads positively. Sota seems to think for a while. Just for this time, and for the sake of companionship, I'll join Kenji as a butler. Really? President Summer! Nice! Oh. On another note, I do have a nice hand for baking, so Don't worry, there's no need for that. My maids will do it for us. Yuriko looks a little sad. Sota appears to have noticed her sudden mood swing. Yuriko-san, please bring your pastries anyway. I'm sure the team would love a snack after all the hard work. All of them agree with me. That sounds great, like a little after party for us. Indeed. I even forgot about Haru, as he was quieter than usual, observing us. When I noticed him again, he seemed to have a very soft smile on his face. As he catches me staring at him, he blushes intensely. People blush very easily here. Then he recomposes himself and retrieves his usual expression. Wait, he's a ghost boy, right? Can ghosts blush? I mean, they would require blood to do so. Would ghosts still have blood if they're dead? I don't know. This bothers me. Do ghosts have blood? Well, I guess that's settled then. Secretary, did you write all that? Yes, ma'am. Nice. Let's move on to the details. The rest of the meeting ran smoothly. We planned and we made lists for everything that we were going to need. Even though I'm a recent member, everyone took my suggestions and even praised me for them. It was nice being part of something. Oh shoot, it's already 5 p.m. Already? Yuriko gets up and claps thrice. Right, everyone, let's wrap it up for quickly. She then sits back, and Sota gets up with elegance. The meeting is officially over. Thank you for your collaboration, my dear servants. Please have a safe trip home. Everyone bows in split second. I'll do it too, totally out of sync, as it was my first time. Sota gives me a wink when I finish the bow. The meeting is over. We start packing our things. I notice that Yuriko's face has turned sour. Servants? Really? So, it seems like I abused my power a little. She rolls her eyes and continues to pack her things. Sota steps away and goes to the bookcase to store some books. Haru moves over to his favourite couch, but shifts his gaze to the outside of the window instead. Well, I'm off. Bye. I didn't notice that Kenji was already leaving. He must be on a rush. Kenji-san, Yoshida-san has also got cleaning duty. He stops midway and turns back to stare at me. Really? Can you please help her get the stuff needed? Gotcha! Thank you, Keiji-kan. Yoshida-san, let's go! He gives me a warm smile, inviting me to join his cleaning duty party. I wave at everyone and follow Kenji out of the room. It's been 5 minutes since Kenji left. He told me that he was going to get the cleaning things for me and suddenly vanished. I tried to follow him, but he's awfully better at cardio than me. Everyone went home. The sun is going down. I sigh. It's getting late. Just a little longer and it'll be night time. Suddenly, he appears down the hall bringing a broom and some bags. I'm here. Kenji-kun, you were supposed to show me where these things were, not actually bring them to me. Oh, I just figured it'd be fast if I rushed and got them. I don't want you going home late, so I thought that... He's blushing hard as usual. Yoshida-san, I promise that after we're done, I'll show you where to store them. He passes me the broom and a bag. No, you got it all wrong. I'm grateful, of course. But you should be carrying my things. I don't want to be a bother. He lets out a laugh. You're not. You're my friend, and I wanted to help. That's all. But don't worry, next time, I'll ask you before running off. Anyways, follow me, okay? We start walking again. A couple seconds after, he stops by a door. He opens the door to an empty classroom. It's an empty classroom just like the others. This is it. You're responsible for this class and the next one. They've assigned me to class 2-1 and 2-2, so I'll be upstairs if you need something. Got it. I'll come get you when I finish mine. Thank you, Kenji-kun. He smiles and waves, stepping away. He's gone and I'm on my own now. Well, at least the classroom isn't so messy. I'll be home in no time. This seems to have taken longer than I thought. It's done. 40 minutes. Time sure flies. I put down my broom and start closing my bag and move on to the next classroom. Suddenly, my eyes are met with moonlight rays. Taken by the beauty of the moon, I open the window and stare at her. I was so focused that I didn't notice the sun had set. The stars are so bright tonight, it's as if the universe is smiling at me. I feel the fresh air of the night greeting my senses as it rushes inside through the window. A little too cold. That won't do. I close the window. On to the next classroom. The lights aren't working. I give the switch 2 tries and the lights turn on. Thank God! How would I be able to clean without any light? I begin to clean. 20 minutes later, this classroom took less time than the other. Suddenly, as I'm passing through the desks, a small note lands on my feet. What is this? Did it fall from one of the desks? Should I read it or just put it back? We are nosy. Read it! I can't shake the feeling that it fell on my feet because it was meant to. There's no way I can be too superstitious, since I deal with the paranormal on a regular basis. I open the note. I found a secret spot so we can read Brother's forbidden magazine at peace. It's behind the safe in the storage room. Here's the map. Don't share it with anyone. Signed, Kaito. Well, thank God it's just rubbish. Anyways, what time is it? I decide to check my phone. Great, my battery is almost dead. Mom and Dad are going to be so worried if they try and call me. I didn't warn them about cleaning duty, so I must hurry home before Mom goes to the cops. I sigh. Well, I'm done here. Let's just gather everything and find Kenji. Seems like I finished first after all. Wait, is that because I read the note? Was that punishing me? I hope I don't need to do cleaning duty for at least 2 weeks. I close the door and begin to walk towards the staircase down the hall. I inspect my surroundings on my way. Seems like there's really no one around here. I guess I'm the only one in this floor. Let's keep it that way, shall we? Who said that? I grab my things and look around. Nothing. But the voice, it was almost as if it were whispered next to my ear. Guys? No, it's none of them. This is a very negative aura. I begin running almost instantly. I need to get out of here. In a rush, I let go of the broom and the bags and make a run for the stairway. As soon as I get close to the stairs, a dark figure blocks the way. Oh, but he's happy, see, he's smiling. Ignore the fact he's red and glitching, he's smiling. I fall to the ground from the scare. As the figure walks towards me, I can hear small bones cracking. Although this seems painful, his smile continues to open wide. Well, well, such beautiful eyes. Can you really blame people for hating you in the past? How could he know that? You're like a... what's the word? Oh yes, a diamond. But one made of glass. One that I can shatter with my bare hands. A wide smile rips his shadowy face. Who are you? Me? Oh, you're right. How rude of me. That might be the reason I don't have many friends. Shoot! Well, we've got to start somewhere, right? My name is Ren. And I'm the one who's going to hurt you. Nice to meet you, Aya. Shivers all over my body, and instantly I start running away from him as soon as I hear my name. I turn back, and he is yet to move far down the hall. Oh, who would have thought this would be fun? Tag, you're it. Excellent idea, Aya. Well, you've got a head start. Now I'm going to get you. He's going to catch me. Someone help me. As I run for my life, I turn back to check him out. But to my surprise, there's no one chasing me anymore. Huh? Where did he? No, he is blocking the other staircase way. Where to now? Okay, keep going straight or turn to the way to the go to the library. I turn left and end up in the library's corridor. Maybe I should hide somewhere, but where? Both the library and the media room are divisions full of things. Maybe I could hide behind something? Should I enter the library or the media room? Wait, we know in a horror movie you do not hide, you keep running! My battery is almost gone, but there is life or death situation. I check my phone quickly. It's past 5. All school facilities close by 5 p.m. if I'm right. There's no way. I'm not losing time while checking if someone left both doors unlocked by chance. Let's keep moving. I continue to cross the corridor at full speed. As I turn the corridor, I see a sign saying storage room on a door. Wait! The note we read! Can we go hide in the secret area? Should I risk it and try entering? Enter the storage room. Storage rooms are probably unlocked due to cleaning duty. This is probably where Kenji-kun got the broom and bags. I turn the door handle. As the door opens, a sense of relief floods my mind. I'm going in. I close the door quietly. A couple of seconds later, I hear him passing through the outside door. My bright diamond! There's no way you can hide your glow from me. Well, he seems certifiably insane. He's gone. I need to hide somewhere in case he returns. Wait, investigate safe. The table doesn't seem that much of a safer option. That's safe though. Look behind it. That note mentions a secret spot behind the safe in the storage room. This must be it. I pull the safe with all my strength. It's a bit heavy, but I manage to reveal a small opening behind it. It gives access to a spare room. I'm a little bit hesitant to enter it. Pull yourself together. It's still a better option than being locked inside the safe by accident. I decide to go in. Once I'm inside, I pull back the safe to hide the entrance. It's way darker in here. I can feel some things such as chairs and magazines, and even a pillow around me. Suddenly, I hear him approaching the storage room, so I shut myself quiet. He walks around for a bit, looking for me. After a couple of minutes, he leaves, frustrated. Haha, I've outsmarted the ghost. Even though he can technically teleport, so I'm surprised he didn't find me. He's gone. I tried turning on my phone. My phone is officially dead, and I still don't feel safe enough going out in the open. I should wait for Kenji. He's going to come across my cleaning stuff and will have no choice but to store them back here. Only then I'll come out. It's been minutes when I hear the door opening again. Should I leave? Leave hiding spot. I push the safe and leave my hiding spot. Kenji-kun! Nope, I was wrong. I knew you were here somehow. Now that the bunny has come out of its lair. I try to outrun him, but he's faster. He grabs me by my throat and lifts me up. I can't breathe. I begin to scratch at its claws around my neck and get some air again. You're so naive, Aya. Perhaps this is a teaching for your next life. You're as good as nothing on your own. Suddenly, he hits me. A huge pain takes my eye area. It's as if my flesh was ripped away. Then, I get a glimpse of what's resting in his hand. My eye. They're mine. Mine. You hear? He starts laughing. I lose conscience as the last air I had left leaves my body. I go to sleep earlier this day, but I won't wake up tomorrow. Game over. I didn't realize. I thought these ghosts weren't supposed to be able to hurt us. I was lied to. Okay, we've learned our lessons. We're gonna stay. I decide to stay. I need more in order to risk my safety. Whether it is, they're hesitating to come inside. This sound, it's got to be Ren. There's no way I'm stepping out. Eventually, he leaves again. Moments after that, I hear someone enter the room again. I hear bags ruffling and the sound of some brooms falling on the floor. Great! It's Kenji! I leave my hiding spot immediately. He jumps as he sees me coming from the shadows. I run to him and hug him. Yoshida-san! I let go of him and I see I'm making him blush too much. What were you doing there? I look at my things he gathered and bow. I'm sorry, Kenji-kun. I was cleaning, then I saw some creepy shadows. They chased me and I just ran to what I thought would be a safe space. Is that why I found your material laying on the ground? Yeah. He starts laughing. I know the feeling. You do? I wonder if he knows about Ren. Once I was on cleaning duty on the science room, and I swear I saw the freaking skeleton move. The school can be pretty scary during the night. I guess he doesn't. But this is my fault. It seems you were done sooner than me. You should have gone home, but it seems you were stalling for time and waiting for me. I'm sorry, Yoshida-san. Please forgive me. No, it's not your fault. In fact, if you didn't show up, I'm just happy we get to go home. Yeah, it's late. I'll take you home right away. I help him store everything, and we leave the storage room. There's no sign of Ren. Unlike I initially thought, there are 4 spirits in this school. The last one makes me want to change schools. But the number of good friends I've made along these last days are enough to make me stay. It's going to be a long school year, but at least this time, I won't be alone anymore. And that is the end of chapter 1. Okay, so why do we also go with the members instead? I go for the manga club members. The boy by Haruki's side looks at me when I avoid their path. No way I'm going to be the third wheel. I approach the members of the manga club.
Yoshida-san.
Yoshida-san, we were gone for the whole afternoon. Did something happen? Something did happen, but I don't want to talk about it.
ごめんね。
Sorry, I just needed some fresh air. Where is Yuriko-san? As I said that, she shows up by the main door with a full bag, struggling to carry it.
吉田さん。
Yoshida-san! I searched for you everywhere and didn't find you. Where were you? Kenji approaches Yuriko and offers to handle some of the weight.
ありがとね。
Thank you, Kenji-san. She turns to me, waiting to hear my answer. So, Kenji likes Yuriko, right? That's what I'm getting. I needed some time off, but I'm okay now.
お願い。
If we're being too much, please tell us. Our club's energy sure is unmatched. No, it wasn't you.
君。
You were the greatest, if I'm being honest. They all seem to be relieved.
よかったですね。
I'm happy to hear that. Well, my ride has arrived. See you tomorrow, everyone. Wait, if he gets a lift to school and that, why did we see him walking in our first timeline? Sota waves and leaves. There's a black and elegant sedan waiting for him by the sidewalk. I turn to Kenji, and a question pops into my mind.
何？
What are those? Kenji opens the bag and reveals tons of manga in it. My dad owns a bookstore, and sometimes we borrow them for the club. But he's also very altruistic in kind. This means that we don't need to spend tons of money on manga, as we're just students. It's very positive for the club.
ありがとう。
Thanks, I guess. But we still must return them by the end of the month. Yeah, and we only get a copy of each manga. So we usually rotate our new reading through the month and discuss it by the end of it. That's very clever. It also means I get to read more manga than my wallet can afford. Well, girls, I'm off. The mangas seem to be heavy as the bag stretches double its size. Is he carrying it all by himself?
信じられない。
You're going to carry it all the way by yourself? Kenji looks confused. Do we want to offer to help? I think it'd be nice if we offered to help. That's ridiculous. I can help, Kenji-kun. Yuriko seems to be surprised.
本当？
Wow, never thought of you as such an athletics type, Yoshida-san. So cool. I blush a little as I get flashbacks from sucking at plie. Not really.
吉田さん。
Yoshida-san. Kenji panics a little. You mustn't. It's my job. It's fine, really. But Yoshida-san, isn't your house in the same way as mine? Yeah, Kenji was about to take the opposite turn to my house. But I can't help but feeling bad by not helping him. It's still early. It'll be fast. It's okay, really. Yuriko seems to be upset. I would offer to go as well, but I have piano lessons starting in half an hour. I grabbed her hands and squeezed them gently. We got this, Yuriko-san. Her face lights up. She looks at both of us and nods her head before waving us goodbye. Kenji was still surprised that I offered to help. I opened my school bag and put some of the mangas in it to help with the weight. We begin walking towards the bookstore. Yoshida-san, thank you. I stopped walking to turn to him. But I promise you, I might look like a weakling, but I'm a lot more resilient than I look. I never said you were a weakling. In fact, you strike me as a strong person. His eyes glow up.
まさか。
You think so? Yeah. When you fell, you did not see the speed at which you threw that cheese platter. If not by luck, my face would be flat from the impact. His smile crumbles and gives place to an apologetic expression. Yoshida-san, don't say those things. I didn't mean to. I'm so sorry. I laugh a bit. He reminded me of my older brother who was studying abroad, very sensitive, and at the same time unaware of his own strengths and virtues. But is there a reason why you want to look stronger, Kenji-san? He blushes a lot and averts his eyes from mine. Silence. I can only hear our footsteps and some birds. There's this girl. She's very cute. I really like her. But girls usually go for the pretty boys, don't they? Is that so? I let out an embarrassed giggle. I've never thought much of boys, to be honest. But when your mind is focusing to get by, you usually don't pay attention to trivial things such as love. I'm not the best person to say by experience, but from what I've seen, I think so? But the thing is, she seems to be more drawn to athletic types. I heard her praise Tamiya's muscles during PE, so I kind of got stuck with the idea that she likes strong men. I see. Have you talked to her? No! He was obviously very shy regarding his crush, but I felt good he was talking to me about it. But don't worry, Yoshida-san. There's already a plan in action. I have been listening to the Master of Love himself. I'm trusting him fully. Hopefully, it'll work out. Master of Love? Is he actively consulting a guru? For a crush. I hope it turns out okay. Yeah, I can only hope for the best. We arrive at the bookstore. I take the mangas from my bag and put them in Kenji's bag.
ありがとう。
Thank you a lot for helping, Yoshida-san. That was extremely kind of you. I bow and smile back. Well, see you tomorrow then. I begin walking back, but he grabs my arm. When I turn, I'm met with a manga near my face. It's a colourful manga featuring a man and multiple girls. Pet girlfriend? I finished it today and I really liked it. You can keep it. He begins to blush a little. It has an amazing story and it is an ecchi manga. Kenji looks like a red tomato by now. Trust me, it's good. I guess I've never had the opportunity to explore this type of genre. I grab the manga and store it inside my school bag.
ありがとう。
Thank you, Kenji-kun. Let's prove Sota-kun wrong. He smiles and grabs back his heavy bag. Then see you. I bow again and wave to Kenji as I run back in the direction of my house. Harukai! Then I remember I haven't addressed her before by her first name and I blush intensely. Oh wait, so we're seeing her on the way to school. Oh, I get it, because we didn't upset her on the way home, right? Because we chose not to walk with her. So she's actually coming to school today, I see. Does this mean I won't learn about the piano ghost? Harukai greets me with a soft smile. Yoshida-san, hello. I barely saw you yesterday. Has something happened? It's nice that all of them get so worried about me when they met me only yesterday. It makes me happy. Nothing much happened. But yesterday, you seemed to be in good company. I give her a sassy wink. What do you mean? I was completely alone. In fact, I was waiting for you since we talked about living closer to each other. Oh my. Now I feel terrible.
ごめんね。
I'm sorry, Mitsuno-san. There was a boy standing by you, and I thought that maybe he was your boyfriend and all, and I didn't want to... She looks sad for a bit. I don't have a boyfriend. She sighs. Anymore. She proceeds to look in the direction of our school, avoiding eye contact. We were almost near the entrance of the school.
え？
Any more? Excuse me, Yoshida-san. I have some business to attend to. Catch you later, okay? Oh, so she's probably still going to be going home, right? She starts walking fast and enters the school before me. Did she break up recently with her boyfriend? Maybe he was a jerk and crushed her tiny, once fiery heart. That could explain the cool attitude. Is her ex-boyfriend that guy from yesterday? Did he break up with her yesterday? Once I find him, I'm going to have a serious chat with him. I mean, we are very presumptive, aren't we? I mean, we don't know anything about the situation, but we're already going to have a serious talk. Okay, so I kind of want to gaslight him just to see what would happen. It would probably ruin our friendship, but I kind of got to gaslight him. Me? No one. You heard me talking? I swear I heard your voice while coming inside. He throws his school bag, aiming at the sofa. As the bag lands on it, it cuts Haru's form in half. Haru looks annoyed. Hey! He crosses arms and goes to ignore us as usual. I mean, there's no one here, Kenji. Can you see someone? How would I even hold a conversation? Okay, I get it. It was a dumb thing to say. Well, now I feel mean. And of course, we have to kick him and run. I kicked him. Why did I do that? I barely know him. Well, I mean, we were already being presumptive and wanting a serious talk. So why not kick him? Well, you usually don't kick people you know, so what am I saying? Before I could flee, he grabbed me by the arm and forced me to face him. What is wrong with you? He's right. What is wrong with me? You did something to Harukai. His angry mug softened a little, and he let go of me, stepping away from me. What do you got to do with it? So he did something. Did you break up with her? Or perhaps force her to kiss those dry lips of yours? What? He touches his lips and gets away farther. Whatever it was, go apologize to her. She missed all classes today. I look at the ground as the memory of her expression comes across my mind. She seemed lonely, even when we were together. She won't talk to me about what's going on, and it's understandable since I just arrived yesterday, but please help me. I know you know something. He sighs. I don't know where she is. I mean it. Me neither, but that's not what I asked. His expression darkens and he turns, refusing to face me. I think you should go. Huh? But you haven't. I still have no answers from him, other than he's clearly dead. Suddenly, he disappears, leaving me alone in the room. What just happened? Is he a ghost too? I hear the door opening and turn back to face whoever was entering. Okay, so I wonder if there's a way to survive if I don't read the note. There's no time to snoop anyway. It's probably late. I should just go home, because I'm thinking, now that we haven't read the note, we won't know about the safe place, right? So is there any way to survive without the note? Okay, so keep going straight, it's going to be a death no matter what, right? I wonder if there's any change in dialogue by dying by going straight then. I continue running straight without turning. As I navigate through the corridor, it finally comes to an end. Oh no, it's a dead end? Well, well. Nowhere else to run off to, huh? I turn to face him. Why are you doing this? Why do you... I start crying. Do you want me dead? He approaches me and holds my face. Oh, poor thing. I never said I wanted you dead. Wait, is that what you want? I can't bring myself to move. Well, I hate to break it to you, but I'm only here for one thing. As fast as light, he snatches part of my face. The pain is too big to bear. He opens his hand and there lies one of my eyes. I feel myself passing out. I fall to the floor. I'm losing blood and consciousness. But before I'm gone, I hear someone punching Ren. I hear footsteps approaching me. I feel hands grabbing me, trying to collect my fainting head. Aya-chan, wake up! No way! Kai, she's not answering! That monster slipped! Kai, she's losing so much blood! I think she is... Damn! Shake her harder! They shake me, but I'm already slipping away. I go to sleep earlier this day, but I won't wake up tomorrow. Well, interesting. So the other ghosts arrived too late to help me. Okay, anyway, we're going back and we're gonna go see if we can actually survive this. Okay, so we'll keep going straight. I wonder if we can hide in one of these. Hide in the library. I arrive by the library's door. I try to turn the door handle, but it doesn't budge. I notice that there's a paper next to the door. It reads, all school facilities close at 5 p.m. No! It's past 5 p.m. It's locked. As I turn to run, a hand grabs my hair and pulls me to the floor. It's him. He makes comforting sounds as he pats my head. I told you I was coming to get you, my little diamond. Well, it's time for me to collect my reward. That beautiful eye of yours. If they won't talk to me, they won't talk to anybody. Wait, who's they? He sticks his shadowy fingers into my blue eye and pain runs across my whole body. I scream and scream until I have no voice. Ren shows me my plucked eye. I feel myself passing out. I'm losing blood and conscience. Okay, so that's the same. So they appear and try and keep me awake again. It fails. Okay, so if we keep moving instead. What if we try just keep moving non-stop? I'm not risking my chances again. I continue running until he shows up in front of me again. There's no way I'm letting you use the stairs, my dearest. I proceed to run back to where I came from. It's been minutes in this back and forth. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just getting tired. Eventually I slow down my pace, but not by choice. Maybe this was his plan all along. To toy with me like a predator with his prey. Eventually I collapse. He walks to where I am, desperately trying to crawl away. Enough games. You're done, kid. Why me? He pushes my head to the ground with his claw. Oh? If it makes you feel better, it's nothing personal. You see, anyone who stands in the way between me and them. He stops talking and laughs hysterically. Why should I share my business with a dead girl? He snatches something from me, something that triggers the most horrifying pain in my body. I'm unable to scream as he sits on my face while examining something. Ren shows me my plucked eye. I begin losing my conscience due to the shock and blood loss. As I'm fading away, I can only hear his monstrous laugh echoing in the back of my mind. I go to sleep earlier this day, but I won't wake up tomorrow. I guess I feel like the safe is the only way to survive this. Interesting. I was kind of expecting if I just kept running, Kaiju would turn up, and then he'd protect me, but no, that didn't work. I just died. Well, I hope you enjoyed that playthrough of I Can See You. I don't think that last shadowy boy wants to be my friend. Nope, something tells me between him killing me and taking my eyeball, he's not a nice person. As always, if you want to check out the game, I'll leave the link in the description below. If you enjoyed your time here, then please remember to like this video and subscribe to this channel. But other than that, have a spooky day, and I'll catch you next time, guys.